Joined by Jake Oldroyd and Ryan Rehkow. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so now we're going to start things off. All right, so Ryan, you had the top button up already.
I did.
Jake, you did not. You were like me and had the top button unbuttoned, but you then went and did the top button. So does that mean I need to do the top button?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We're just trying to look uniform.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
For this interview only, I'm going to go top button. I'm not usually top button guy, but I'm going to do it.
Looks good.
There we go.
Looks good.
So now, thank you. Very nice. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, what's it like being back doing interviews in person? Because it's been a long, long time since you guys have been doing these in person.
Weird. It's weird. This is my first experience with BYU Media Day, so it's cool to have cameras around, people around. It's a busy day, lots of movement, but we're excited.
Yeah.
Happy to answer some questions.
Be honest, you guys enjoyed having the media at a distance last year, didn't you?
It was nice.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything different, but it was nice, yeah.
All right, so I see Jake at the gym quite often. So, but I don't go up, I don't bother him because gym time is special time. But I do notice I don't see you working on the legs. It's usually upper body. So I mean, is it all about the kickers gotta have the guns? Is that what that is?
You must be coming in on the wrong days then, 'cause we hit the legs quite frequently. But come up and say hi. What's that about?
I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to interrupt
No,
while
don't
you're
worry.
there.
Don't worry about it.
I just don't. What kind of relationship you guys have? What kind of friendship do you guys have?
Pretty tight. I'd say pretty tight.
Best buds.
What do you guys do when you hang out?
Play football.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much. We're at the SAB most of the day, so we're chilling, working on our craft, lifting, hanging out. It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's good.
We spend so much time with each other in football-related activities that, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time outside to do stuff. But I mean, we play disc golf a little bit.
Oh yeah, get some frisbee golf action in there.
Okay.
That's one thing we do.
Okay. Like is it like a league?
No.
Nah, just for fun. I don't think we're that good
You're
yet.
not that intense about it?
Probably play some real golf this summer.
Oh yeah,
Some of that.
definitely hit the links.
Well, obviously, you said you said that you spend a lot of time, playing football, training, that kind of stuff. It obviously paid off last year. Last year for the kicking game, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you were 13-13. I think you only missed 2 extra points. You punted 28 times, which I know is not a lot,
Yeah.
but you had a really good average. So how would you guys describe last year in terms of what you guys do?
Obviously we put a lot of time in behind the scenes that people don't see, even our own teammates don't see. So it's really validating and exciting for us to be able to show off in game situations what comes of all the work and preparation we put in. So we're just happy to be able to show all that hard work, and luckily it paid off and helped our team this last year.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting too. Like with COVID and everything, we weren't necessarily together for most of the summer, so it was kind of cool. Like we're off, Jake in Texas, me out in Washington. We're working on our craft, and then we come back and it's like, okay, we've definitely put in the work. Like we're getting better. Everything's kind of piecing itself together, and it was just really cool to see the success that came from last year.
How do you personally go through the thought process of the less of you in terms of the game flow?
Yeah.
It means things are going well. How do you process that?
Yeah, I like to think of it, I'm in like a win-win situation. I mean, if I'm not on the field, that means the team's killing it.
Right.
We're doing good. So I mean, hey, more power to them. I'm always cheering on my team. Let's say we're in a bit of a bind and I'm actually out on the field more. Good, I get to go out there and hopefully help the team out, switch the fields a little bit. And so it is kind of a balance. It's kind of awkward. Like you're not hoping that we don't get our third and long or our third and short, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I want to kick. Like that's what I work for.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you this choice. One of two things. In terms of a punt, you either get to just an unbelievable punt that's down to inside the 1.
Okay.
Or you get a punt that's returned deep in the end zone, and you get to lay the guy out as he's bringing it. Which one are you going with?
Down on the 1, no question. No question.
Be honest. You're just saying that because you feel like you need to say that.
Well, that and I mean, like, hey, if it's a bomb and it's down on the 1, there's no more satisfying feeling than that.
Have you ever had a hit like that where you laid a guy out on a return?
Not necessarily. I like to think of it like if I'm doing my job well enough, I shouldn't have to make a hit.
Yeah.
So luckily, I haven't really been put in that situation. If the time comes, I'll be ready. But yeah, we're hoping that doesn't happen. We're hoping that doesn't happen.
Well, after such a great 2020 for both of you, what's the thought heading into 2021? How do you guys build off of what you have done? What have you guys done throughout the offseason to get ready for, I mean, the season's going to be here, and I mean, it's not going to be that long, just a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I'd say a couple of things. Number one is consistency. That's probably the most important attribute that comes with a position like ours, where we're so repetitive and doing the same exact thing, not a lot of variability to the motions we're going through. So staying consistent with the techniques that we practice every day. And then on top of that, just the ability to not have a memory in a way. Last season was great. We're acknowledging that. We're happy about it, but we want to move on to next year to see what we can do. And even on a game-by-game, play-by-play basis, just going forward to the next play rather than dwelling on the previous one. And I think by having an attitude like that, we'll be able to be successful.
How would you describe the special teams philosophy that Coach Lamb has brought in?
Coach Lamb does just a terrific job. Same with Gavin Fowler. He's really with us on a daily basis. And it's a good group. I mean, all of our guys, we're really tight, really close. Everyone's pretty loose, and I think the biggest thing for us is just staying ready. That's what Coach Lamb preaches is, hey, just like Jake said, on to the next play. Good play, bad play, flush it, move forward, and just be ready to help out the team.
I noticed last year a little bit of and you correct me if I'm wrong, there seemed to be a little bit of a philosophy change, especially on the kickoffs. Because last year there were a lot more touchbacks than we had seen in years prior, and because I know that Coach Lamb had talked about that you don't want to give them the 25 if you don't have to. Was that a philosophy change, or was that just kind of the way it all played out? Take me through that. Because that stood out to me about last year.
There's a balance for sure, and I think we've built a camaraderie, between the players and then also with our coaches, especially the ones that we work closely with. And so, Coach Lamb and Coach Fowler. They trust us to make the right decision, and I think they gave us a lot more of a say in terms of the special team schematics this last year, and they know that we can perform and that what we go out there and do on the field is going to give us a good result. So I think it's been up to us a lot more lately.
So how does a guy from Texas and a guy from Washington become such great friends?
Just love to kick the football.
Love the game. Just have great chemistry.
Yeah.
Similar sense of humor.
Yeah.
That helps. That helps for sure.
A lot of the same interests. Just have a great time.
Well, and we mentioned, obviously you're the kicker, you're the punter, but you're also a kicker. So, I mean, how many times do you guys compete against each other?
That's kind of an interesting one.
You don't kick as much as I punt, I would say.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Like when I first came in, it was kind of like a feeling out for sure, because we're both we're doing the same thing. It's like, okay, who's good at this? Who's good at this? And then I think it was spring ball. Coach Lamb just kind of says, you're the punter, you're the kicker.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think we both practice each aspect just to, stay current and keep the muscle memory, retained. But it's just, in case one of us goes down more than anything. But yeah, competing's fun. We try and do it.
Do you guys have a preference? When you came in, did you have a preference as to what you wanted to do?
Punting for sure.
And why is that?
I don't know. Punting's always just something that I've kind of more gravitated to. I think just my build is more built for punt. I had some stuff in high school where I injured myself, so kicking was a little more painful than punting was. So I was like, okay, work on punting more and just see where that takes me. But punting's always been the biggest draw for me.
Yeah, I've always been a kicker first.
Yeah.
That was what brought me into football more than anything, and punting was kind of secondary, but I figured that it was similar, so it was something that I could do, and I've worked to get better at it each year, but I'm definitely a kicker at heart.
I think I know probably where fans will go for you. What's your most memorable kick so far?
Yeah, I feel like I'm obligated to say this. Yeah, it's tough to beat my first field goal as a college football player against Arizona 5 years ago.
Is it crazy that you're going to open up against Arizona again this year?
It's crazy to say that was 5 years ago, and that I'm going to be playing the same team again now. But I'm super excited. I think it'll be really cool. Lots of memories coming back, but I'm hoping to approach it with the same mindset, like I've never done it before, and just got to go prove myself and perform.
Any chance we see the green cleats, by the way?
Oh, not a chance. Not a
No
chance.
chance. That was very
Maybe
definitive.
no, those
Bring them up for
those,
practice one day.
Those are locked away. I might wear some with a hint of green or something like that, just
Okay.
for memory's sake. But we'll see what I do.
What about you, Ryan? What's your most memorable?
That's kind of tough. I mean, limited assortment there, but I'd say one of mine against Houston, it was like pinned down inside the 10, kind of at a later time. We just gotten like 2 penalties before that, and so for that to come off the way it did and just kind of set the team up, that was like, okay, that was exactly what I'd been working for up to that point.
So in terms of field goals, what's your career, whether it's been in a game or not, what's the longest field goal you've ever kicked and what's the longest field goal you've ever kicked?
70 yards in our indoor facility. I think it was this last winter.
Yeah.
70 yards. Mm-hmm. What about for you?
Mine was 72, but mine was high school off of a block and with like a composite football, so they just fly a lot further.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jake's is more respectable. His is off the ground, snap hold and everything. But
so how much pleading goes into if there's a long field goal that coaches are like, I don't know, it's like right on the how much are you going like, Coach, I could do this.
There's always that element of like asking me if I'm up for it, I think, but this last year especially, it's been a lot more calculated beforehand. We have a lot of metrics that go into deciding what exactly we're going to do in a given situation. So it's much less up to me and much more up to what we've determined before the game. So I'd love to go out and hit every opportunity that I have, but I also want us to go get a touchdown if we can. So there's a balance there.
All right, last thing for each of you. I'll ask you both the same question. The thing you're most excited about for the upcoming season?
Oh, the fans. Got to be the fans. Got to beat Jake to that one too. But
that's mine.
No, last year was so much fun, and like I didn't know anything else other than that. So to kind of have that coming in and just know there's going to be so many more people is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was my answer too. I'm gonna go with the same thing. Just I have so many good memories from 2019 and then 2016 as well, playing in huge games in front of so many people, and it's a totally different experience, and I just can't wait to have it back.
Well, guys, this was your first interview of the day for both of you. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
All right, well, hopefully it started out on the right note. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm sure we'll be seeing quite a bit of each other. And I will interrupt at the gym. I will stop by and say hello, I promise, that the next time it happens. Guys, thank you so much for doing it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well,